I cannot get this live. You're over there, aren't you? Hi. I've been trying to find this live on my laptop so I can join in with the chat, and it's just, oh, YouTube's driving me insane. So here we are. It's now I've gone live. It's actually going to let me in, so I can actually interact with you and all those who've been here. So sorry about the cock ups, but oh my goodness, we've got lots of people already. So yeah, you can probably tell there was already an abandoned attempt at this. So anyway, hello everyone, thank you for joining us. Hello VW Adventurers with Lisa and Phil, with Carl, and yes, it's working now, Anne, welcome. Francisco, you should use Instagram. Yeah, but YouTube's my strongest platform here, Francisco. Carl, who else have I got? Oh goodness now. Got Rolling with the Robsons. Oh my goodness me, and it's just jumped. It's done that thing where it's jumped. So yeah, got Anthony. Hi Anthony. Yeah, I've just gone to give Andy give the computer a good thrashing. Hello Shana. Shana's here in the chat, moderating as always. I've not even had a chance to catch up with Shana all weekend. Yeah. Teddy Wanderer. Hello Karen Robinson, and Sandra Bebbington. I got your text, thanks Sandra, but obviously I was panicking. Morton the Norwegian. Hello Morton in Norway. I've got said Teddy Wonder. Jason. Hello Jason. Bayek, Aya, Gillian, hello Gillian, over in the States, and Colin, Ian's here from Caravan and Motorhome Gossip, Leslie, Calamo 43, oh, Rich is here, get your legs down. I know Rich is might have a few internet issues tonight. Jutta, hello Jutta, and Bob and Jenny Earnshaw, welcome. My goodness, how many have we got? 72 already. Nige, the Lego Crazy Queen, hello everyone. So I know it's not me you want to see. Dougal, your public are waiting for you. Dougal, I can't move the camera because it's balanced on 2 jars of Mina Patak's curry paste and a jar of my neighbour Sue's homemade, oh no, it's not Sue's marmalade, it's Lynn's classy clementine marmalade. So I can't move the camera. Dougal, I can't move the camera. Dougal, come on, Dougal. They're all waiting. Everyone's waiting for you. Oh, here he is, folks. Star of the show. Hello, Chris. Here we go. Hello, Jules and Karina. Hello Hilary from Edinburgh, and the Venomator. Hello Rog. Hello Posh Cats. Chocolate Log. I said a load of Carl, didn't I? Yep. So hi everyone. Thank you very much for joining us for this live. I'll put him down. He likes to sit under the desk. So what we're going to go through in this live today is got my list. We're going to talk about Dougal. I've got an update about Dougal. Unfortunately, it's not all good. We're going to talk about Düsseldorf, Caravan Salon, what we're planning on doing in September. What does that say? Oh, questions. I've got a couple of questions from people, from a chap called Steve and from Ilona. Iona. Forgotten. Mean Queen Super Scrimper anyway. So I've got a couple of questions to talk about. So first of all, why are we in a hotel room? Well, we left home last Thursday, and for 2 weeks Dougal and I are living out of the back of my truck. This is the kind of thing you have to do when you don't have a caravan. Don't get me started. So we have been living in hotel rooms, in the tent, we've been camping, and on friends' sofas for the past 10 days. We got another hotel booked for tomorrow, and fingers crossed we will pick up the Airstream on Tuesday. The reason we are basically living out the back of a truck and homeless is some of you might have seen, we've had things to do on the way down here. We're in the southeast of England. So we did the Little Green Tour with the Caravan and Motorhome Club last week. That was 3 nights in the Bailey Phoenix Plus, which was lovely. And normally, as many of you would know, my mum lives in Dover, and I would normally be staying with my mum for a few days to catch up with her before heading over to the continent. The day before we were due to join my mum and stay there, where I've got a bed and a bath and office facilities and everything, my mum's dog Bradley was diagnosed with kennel cough. Kennel cough, for those of you who don't know, because I didn't know until she told me, is highly, highly, highly contagious. It's basically a bit like COVID for dogs, just not as fatal. So we couldn't go and stay there. So we've been in a travel lodge on a motorway, we've been on friend's sofa down in Brighton, my friend Steve, and now we're in a Holiday Inn. Great, eh? Because this is what you have to do when you don't have a caravan, and this is, I think a lot of you will understand, when your own van or caravan, your own motorhome is not available, it's not just about the vehicle, is it? It's not just about, not having something for holidays. It really does affect you quite a lot, and it is sort of really becoming beyond it now after 3 years. So yeah, we are hoping to pick up the Airstream on Tuesday, and get life back to some semblance of normal after 3 years. But as you can imagine, I'm just a little bit over it at the moment. So anyway, yeah, we are due to travel tomorrow to Germany. Drive, yeah. So that is really good. Let's have a look. So I'm just going to look at the chat, say hello to a few people, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you a little bit more about going to Germany. So, glasses on. Oh my goodness me. So, Rolling with Robsons might not be able to keep... Oh, hello from Kentucky. Hello, Karen. And Simon Watkins. Hello, Simon. Hello, Chris from sunny Belfast. Who else have I not spoken to yet? Oh, Phil and Juliet. Hello, Lost Weekends. Mark Ray. Fesgamar Kharij. Fesgamar Valich. Kimra Hau. And Harry and Wendy, Faith, hello Faith, and Catherine, oh my goodness, Rui Duarte de Andrade Ajao. I hope I said that right. Hola, I hope I said that right. Manuel Festoli. Dougal got into a fight at school. Oh, I haven't finished the Dougal update, have I? I've got to finish the Dougal update. I've told you why we're not at my mum's, because her dog has got... oh, hello Kim, just seen you pop up there. Her dog's got kennel cough. But yeah, we've got some news about Dougal, who's just gone to have a glass of water. So yeah, hello Kim and Adele and Shazza Sutcliffe. Hey up. So Dougal, come here. We've got a bit of sad news. Oh, so Dougal is now 10 years old. He was 10 in June, and when we went to go and get his boosters, the vet gave him a health check, and the sad news is Dougal's got a grade 3 heart murmur, haven't you? So it's obviously there's nothing we can do really about it yet. He will eventually have to go on to medication, but we travelled down to Brighton by train on Friday, and he doesn't like trains. And basically, this is going to be one of the last sort of any trip that's going to be under 2 weeks from here on in, he's going to be staying back in Newest. I haven't actually told my friends in Newest that yet, but I'm sure they'll find out. But this is a 7-week trip, 7-8 week trip away from home. So I couldn't bear to be away from him for that long, and I'm sure the feeling's mutual. But I don't want to be away from home that long in the future. And anything really, I'm going to try and keep trips as short as possible from here on in, so I don't have to take Dougal with me if it's going to be a long trip or something, because obviously I want to minimise any stress to Dougal because of his weak heart, because obviously if anything happened to him while he was in the car, or as I say, I've made a pledge that unless it's an absolute emergency, we won't be taking Dougal on a train again. My friend Steve drove us back to Kent today, so we didn't have to take the train. So yeah, it's nothing, he could live a good few years yet, which I hope he will, because we'll miss you, Dougal. So yeah, it's quite upsetting. I'm not sure I will, we're all set to go to Germany tomorrow because we're on this trip now, but I'm not sure he will. This will probably be his last trip overseas as well. So yeah. So I'm afraid I just wanted to share that with you folks, because I know Dougal is the star of this channel. I'm just the support act. So yeah, he's coming with me on this trip, but there will be less Dougal and less longer trips in future for reasons I'm sure you'll all understand. So I didn't really want to start on a damp note, but it's important because he is the most important thing on this channel. He's the most important thing in my life, and that's just an important update I wanted to share with you all. So yeah, but he's okay for now. We're not on medication yet. Apparently when he does have to go on medication, that's going to be £1 a day, and he's going to start leaking. So we've got all this to look forward to. Great. So that's the Dougal update. So in the meantime, Dougal is still coming with me, and we are going to Düsseldorf. So we're going to Caravan Salon. So we're going to catch up with the gang, with Camper Toby, with Happy Camping, with Wir sind Camper, with Sasha, with Fan for Van, Marcus. So really, really looking forward to catching up with all the crazy German people, because yeah, contrary to popular belief, Germans have a wicked sense of humour, don't they, Jutta? So I'm so looking forward to going to Düsseldorf. Just want to catch up on your comments, because I haven't really checked in since I told you about Dougal, and yeah, obviously everyone's very upset, as I am. I mean, when the vet told me I started, and yeah. Leah, hello Leah. Yeah, Leah. Went to school with Leah. Yeah, poor old Dukes. So Leah, yes, it was Steve, May, I went down to see. We're still good buddies. Jane, don't start me off. But thank you, Jane. Yeah. Hi, Steve and Carla, and Kim. Yeah, Handy Andy. Yeah, he will be on meds. That's the next stage. Faith, are Heimer going to be there this year? No, they're not. No Owen Heimer group. Again. Oh, Zepro. Me too, I'm going. Well, I'll see you there. Obviously, when I catch up with the gang, with Camper Toby and all that, we'll see if there's any kind of a YouTuber meet going on. And we will we'll see if there's going to be a meetup and we'll join in. And hello Kathy Archer. So yeah. So what's interesting about this trip is not only is it our first trip to Europe post-Brexit, it's also our first trip, obviously with new coronavirus protocols in place. So the paperwork we have had to do has been insane. So I'm going to make a video actually, folks, about taking your pet from the UK to the EU now that this little document is no longer valid. We now have this document, the animal health certificate. Not that, that's my press pass for Düsseldorf. Yeah, so we've got an animal health certificate, which we had to get from the vets in Dover on Friday. And then I've got my déclaration d'honneur to enter France. I've just this afternoon done my Einreiseanmeldung for Germany. What's interesting is because obviously I'm from Scotland, my proof of vaccination is a letter, because anyone watching in Scotland will know, and some people might not have realised this, but NHS Scotland is different to NHS England. And NHS England and Wales, you have an app and you can prove your vaccination electronically. We don't have an app yet in Scotland. We have a letter, it's like a letter from your mother to say, please excuse Andrew from games, but he's just had 2 vaccinations. So it will be fine at border control because they'll be used to that. But for example, we need to show proof of vaccination to get into the show at Caravan Salon. And I'm just not overly sure that it's going to be a smooth passage. Like for example in France, I mean we're whizzing through France, so it shouldn't be an issue. But anywhere that relies on the COVID pass, it's going to be no good to us because we don't have anything on my phone. So that's going to be interesting. So yeah, I shall share all that with you. But yeah, so we've got all our paperwork in order, ready to go to Düsseldorf, and I'm really excited to be going. And obviously, I'll be honest, folks, I'm a little bit too weary to be too excited about picking up the Airstream, as you could probably well imagine. I'm sure it will be fine. But I just, I didn't want to even do this live until tonight because we're due to get the shuttle, the Eurotunnel, first thing tomorrow morning. And we've all just lived through, all of us have lived through 20 months or 18 months of massive uncertainty in many levels, and I just didn't want to bring you this update too soon. So anyway, there you go. Callum 43, you've heard on Radio 2 the letter works well. Well, that's good. Chris, NHS Northern Ireland has an app, but it's not very good. Oh dear. Turbo Devil, hello Alistair. Oh my goodness, Chris blitzed Caravan Salon in one day. So Phil and Juliet, how long are we going to Germany for? Glad you asked me that, Phil and Juliet. We're going to Germany for 6 weeks, or 5 weeks, probably about 5 weeks. We're going to do a week at Caravan Salon. I want to catch up with my dear friend Peter after that. And then this brings us nicely on, so thank you for the segue, Phil and Juliet. Brings us nicely on to our September plans, which I don't want to say too much yet, but as I'm sure some of you will have imagined, we were just getting into the swing of doing these motorhome trips for manufacturers, sponsored trips, and showing you some fantastic motorhomes. Well, obviously that all stopped March last year. The good news is it's coming back. It's coming back. I don't want to say for whom yet and what motorhomes we've got, but there will be 2 motorhomes, and we'll be doing 2 motorhome trips. Now I'm probably going to be staying in Germany to do these trips because, as you can imagine, don't want to do too much border crossing. So we've got 1 motorhome for 10 days and then a second motorhome for 10 days. Obviously there will be videos on the channel about them. And all I will say is I've not done motorhomes like it at all on this channel. And I think the word I'm going to use to get to whet your appetites is they are aspirational motorhomes. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, we've got some aspirational motorhomes coming up on the channel after Caravan Salon. So I'm going to go to Caravan Salon Düsseldorf, bring you all the news from there. Fingers crossed there will be a news video with all the exciting new, everything I see on Friday. So that will be the next video on the channel. And then I'll do the usual thing. I'll walk around the show, see what catches my eye, see what I think is going to be interesting for you, and make some videos at the Caravan Salon. And then we're going to be doing 2 trips in Germany. Each one will have about 6 videos to it. So looking forward to it. And we'll be back in the UK in October. So fully complete with Airstream. So that's the plan. That's the plan. So what was Faith's question? Carl, what did I think of towing with the electric car? And Faith has said, what happened with the connection in the Volvo socket? Blah, blah, blah. So for those of you who don't know, last week I took part in what was called the Little Green Tour for the Caravan and Motorhome Club, and really it was sort of a fact-finding mission. So it wasn't really, it wasn't really a huge event. It was myself and Mark Sutcliffe, another caravan journalist. He was driving a Tesla, towing a Bailey Discovery, and I was driving a Volvo XC40 hybrid, towing a Bailey Phoenix Plus. And what we were doing is really pitching an EV versus a hybrid, and it's more for research. So if you want to know any more about the Little Green Tour, it's going to be published on the Caravan and Motorhome Club website in a few weeks. Because what's happening now is I've got to write my report that I will submit to Mark, who's sort of in charge of all the content. I'm just a support act, and Mark is doing all the data crunching and the number crunching and all that kind of stuff, together with the technical team at the Caravan and Motorhome Club. And then the club itself, Caravan and Motorhome Club, will be putting a write-up on its website about the Little Green Tour, what we found, and towing with an EV. So, it's still early days, as we all know, but because it's early days, it was important, I think, for us to do this and see what worked well and what challenges we faced. So, as it's sort of, I can't really say too much at the moment because it's not my gig. I was there driving the hybrid for the club, and then they will they're in charge of all the content, and it will come out on the Caravan and Motorhome Club website. So I don't really want to say too much more about that. All I can say is I would love to do more with an EV towing a caravan. I really would. It was just so nice. I loved the bit on site when you driving around on electric, and it's just silent. It's just silent. Oh, it's lovely. Anyway. Quick look. Oh, here's Ilona. Yeah, I've got your question. Is it Ilona or Ilona? So we'll do that in a sec. So Sebastian, here in Germany, we've got 3 apps, vaccination passport and a letter certificate. So he's sure that we will they'll accept our NHS letter. Yeah, I'm hopeful. So, you know, fingers crossed. And to be honest, I don't really want to go anywhere like restaurants or anything, because I love my caravan finally. Oh geez, that would be good. That would be good. Anyway, that's that. What's next? So that's what we're going to be doing. A couple of motorhome trips in September. Very excited to be bringing you details about that. To sort of follow us in real time, because the YouTube videos after the caravan salon Düsseldorf will start lagging. Like for example, that hotel I did last week, we actually went there in June, so you know there's a bit of a lag. If you want to sort of follow us more in real time, then the best way to do that is follow us on Instagram, because now and again, if I get time, I can post stories on Instagram and you know, share you sort of more in real time what we're doing. And also, if you don't have Instagram, then the other thing to do is obviously you subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and I'll do little updates on the community page of the channel. So, you know, I'll tell you via the community page. So if you don't have Instagram, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll put community posts on as we're to tell you what motorhomes we're going to be taking and stuff like that. So that's really it. Oh, Ilona, right, Ilona, thank you. So Leah, looking forward to be able to road test the Tesla Cybertruck. Yeah, you and me too, you and me both. Right, so I've got a couple of questions that people have sent in, and also I'd like your opinion on one of them. So the first question was from Steve Powers. Hello Steve, if you're watching. This is really interesting. Now, you might have seen on my channel, folks, a couple of weeks ago I did a video all about payloads and MTPLMs and stuff like that, because it kind of shook me how quickly you can use up the payload on a caravan. And you know, the manufacturers, they all use the same sort of NCC equation to put a payload on a caravan, but I mean, the second you've put on a motor mover and stuff, it's just not sufficient. So Steve has got a really interesting problem, and it's not a good problem to have. And Steve Powers, on that subject, he's got a Luna, and for those of you who don't know, Luna ceased production 2 years ago, wasn't it? And he says that on his Luna caravan there is the capacity to upplate the MTPLM, so I guess he knows what the axle load is, because it's usually down to the chassis and the axle specification what your maximum MTPLM can be. So he wants his maximum MTPLM upgraded, but his dealer said it was not possible because Luna are no longer in production. So his question was, you know, is there a way for someone with a caravan built by a manufacturer that's no longer in production to be upplated? And if not, would his insurers and the police be happy as long as the maximum sort of technical, you know, the maximum of the axle and the chassis is not exceeded? So, for example, I remember when I showed the plate of the Explore 304, you know, its MTPLM is 1,043 kilos, but also on the plate it showed 1,100 as the sort of the maximum axle load. And you know, his question was, would insurers and police be happy? Well, I mean, the thing is, Steve, insurers will look for absolutely, you know, sorry to say this, they'll probably look for absolutely any way not to pay out on a claim. So my advice to Steve would be, and I'd be interested if anyone else has any input on this, I'll check the chat. First of all would be to check with Alco, because Alco chassis make the chassis for the Luna. Yeah, Alistair, I didn't think the police would be happy either. So here we go. Chris Hall, SV Tech do the replating of commercial vans. Might be worth talking to them about Luna. So SV Tech, if he's watching, Steve. So yeah, Alco. I would say go to Alco, see if there's anything they can do, because they made the chassis, so they might be able to help. And then if not, yeah, here we tow, and they would know as well. If not, the Caravan and Motorhome Club has a technical service, and if anyone knows, they would know, the Caravan and Motorhome Club technical team. So yeah, or Jane, I had my camper van payload upgraded by an independent chap. I can send you his info via Instagram tomorrow if you want. Thank you, Jane. I'm watching and have contacted SV Tech. Oh, hi Steve. Hi Steve. So that's the Steve. So he has contacted SV Tech. NCC National Caravan Council, Steve. I'd be inclined to check with the Caravan and Motorhome Club first. So thank you, Shana. Shana's put up the contact there for you, Steve. So I thought that was a really, really interesting question. So Steve, you know how to get in touch with me. I would love to know how you get on, because obviously I'm sure you're not the first person to have this problem, or you won't be the last, and I think that's a really interesting one. So good luck, Steve, in getting your Luna up-plated. It must be doable. It must be doable. And then the second question I've been asked by Ilona. Yeah, cheers, Rob. Ilona. Now she's asked me, is it a good time to book a ferry to the Outer Hebrides for September and October? Have the midges gone? And as I don't know which parts to visit, can I just go and find places to camp in my car? So taking one step at a time, is it a good time to book a ferry for the Outer Hebrides in September, October? First of all, Ilona, if you check my videos about how to Hebrides, you know, the saying is, welcome to the Outer Hebrides. If you don't like the weather, come back in 20 minutes. You could have amazing weather, or it could be absolutely diabolical. There's absolutely no way of saying. I would say just go and be prepared for the worst. And then if you get great weather, that's even better. The great thing about going in September, October is the fact that most tourists have gone home, but campsites and that will generally still open. Now, you will not be able to book a ferry unless you have booked a campsite, because CalMac will refuse your booking until you can, until you can prove you've booked a campsite. So, if you go onto the Outer Hebrides Tourism website, which I'm sure Shana will put the link up very soon. The Outer Hebrides Tourism website has got a ton of resources about responsible camping, about going around and stuff like that. As far as, thank you, Shana, as far as can you just turn up in your car and find somewhere to camp, it's kind of doable, but it's not really advised, to keep the campsite sustainable, especially out of season. It's really encouraged that you would use campsites when you visit the Hebrides, minimise any erosion to the Macha and stuff like that. So I would definitely say, Ilona, book yourself in. I know you don't know which islands to go to, but at least, book yourself, decide which island you want to go to first, book yourself into a campsite there, and then sort of go from there. So you don't have to book your campsites for the whole 2 weeks before you leave. You can just book your first one for, say, 2 nights, and then when you're there, then you can kind of hop along. So thank you, Karen. Karen, she's a regular visitor. Lovely campsites in the Hebrides, very reasonable too. So go to Balranald, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'm sure Anne would love to see you. Balranald is on North Uist. So is Moorcroft. That is a lovely site too. Well, there's so many lovely sites. I think Stephen and Carla, if I just say Kneep campsite, Stephen and Carla are probably going all misty-eyed as we speak. So yeah, I'd say just go for it, Ilona, and yeah, and have a great time. Oh, a second there for Balranald. Amazing beach there, isn't it? Over the hump, and yeah, I miss home terribly, and it's a sort of another reason I don't want to do a huge long trip in the future. So yeah, right. That's me done, folks. I don't want to keep going on too much. I'm just very grateful that you've tuned in tonight and shared our news. Oh, here we go. Stephen's just said had our first, yeah, exactly that. On their visit to the Outer Hebrides, Ilona, they booked their first 2 nights and figured it out from there. Alistair, absolutely, it's important to support the sites because it keeps them going, especially out of season. Oh, Harry, yes, you enjoyed the Coral Box. I still got to go and see Ellie because I want some nice beachy things for my house. So I'll be going to the Coral Box when I get back home. But in the meantime, yeah, we're off to Germany. For those of you who missed the beginning, we did an update on Dougal's health, which unfortunately isn't all happiness. Dougal's got a stage 3 heart murmur. So we will be going to Germany now for 7 weeks, or 5 weeks. It's a 7-week trip away from home. And but Dougal may be resting up more in the future and doing fewer trips with me. Yeah, we're very much looking forward to going to Germany. Really looking forward to catching up with the German gang. As I say, Camper Toby, Stefan and Melly at Happy Camping, and Marcus and Sasha and all the crazy Germans. Might even see you there, Jutta. Drop me a message, Jutta, if you're going to go to Caravan Salon. Oh, David's just dropped in. Hello, David. Yeah, if you catch up on us later. And yeah, it's sad that I'm the only one from the UK contingent going again. But I can understand with all the hoops that we've had to jump through to travel. I can understand why, Jules and Karina and Stephen and Cara aren't coming. I'll be honest, folks. I think if it wasn't for collecting the Airstream and having these 2 motorhome trips coming up, I'm not sure I would have gone to Caravan Salon on its own, because there is still a lot of hoop jumping to do in order to travel to Europe, as I say, what with COVID and also now being post-Brexit. But it's interesting, and it's obviously things that I'm going to share with you on the channel, how we've done it, because now I've got through the pain of filling out things like my Einreisemeldung and stuff like that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it should be nice and straightforward. Famous last words. So just say thank you to everyone, to Leah for popping in, and for Jutta. Jutta's going to Caravan Salon, so I should probably see you there, Jutta. And here we go, Jan. Oh, hello, Jan, up in Scotland. Yes, Bob's looking forward to the video about the paperwork. Of course, I mean that's valid this week. Who knows what is going to be next week? Oh, Audrey Forbes Hamilton. Hello, nice to see you there, Audrey. Hope Bravinger's looking after you. Yeah, and I think I'm just gonna leave it there. So I shall get the star of the show back for signing off. Dukes. Okay, I can move this now that show you my messy hotel room. Dukes. Dukes. Come and say goodbye. Oh, Dougal. Oh, he's really milking this this not being well. Come on, Dougal. Come on. Come on. Come on, Dougal. Dougal, come on. Oh, the effort. The effort. Oh, there you go. You've got a lot of people rooting for you, Dougal. Oh, stop huffing and puffing. You've got a lot of people rooting for you. Yes, you have. See, hello. Hello. All right, folks. Well, a huge thank you to Shana for moderating. Oh, hello, Simon. A huge thank you to everyone for dropping by. Oh, Tarpalita Khadij, to Mark there. Really appreciated your comments in the chat. Obviously, Steve, if you can keep us posted on how you get on with upplating your Luna, that's going to be interesting. And yeah, as I say, follow us on Instagram, and if you can't do that, then do subscribe on YouTube, and I'll keep you updated on channel updates. Hopefully, I'll be seeing Camper Toby on Wednesday or Thursday, and I'm sure at some point there will be either a live and or a meetup, maybe next weekend in Düsseldorf. So if you're going to the show, Caravan Salon, might see you there. And if you're not, we might do another live from P1, just to share the atmosphere with you. So that would be fun. But a news video hopefully coming out on Friday of what's new and exciting at Caravan Salon Düsseldorf. It's going to be a light show like it was last year. So Erwinheimer Group are not going to be there, and a few others aren't going to be there. But Triggerno's going to be there. Knaustabber, Hobby. So a lot of the big players are still going to be there. So there'll be plenty to see. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And it just leaves me to say, from Dougal and from me, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Bye now. How do I stop this thing? Oh, gosh. How do I stop it?